Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. No, it's not about where you been. It's about where you going. It's about where you headed. And it's about how you getting there. You know, as you watch people on the highway, and on the road, they will run you off the road to try to get where they trying to get to, which is nowhere, and get where they trying to have, which is nothing. They will run you out. They'll literally kill you out there. They'll actually turn in front of you just to prove a point. I mean, almost cause an accident or cause an accident just to prove that they can. Instead of defensive driving. And that's what I'm saying. That's why we got to begin to have defensive life. Defensive driving, defensive life. Because see, once you just let them go head on, because they going to mess up on down the road somewhere, on down the highway. And see, that's just like these people in this spiritual warfare that we allow in our lives. And these people keep hurting us over and over and over. You got to put a stop to it. Because if you don't, you're going to keep on getting hurt, and you're going to keep on delving on down deeper and deeper into the spiritual warfare. You got to cut it out, because love drives out hate. So you got to cut it out. If people don't want to change, don't want to do right, you can't keep sticking your hand to the fire and keep getting burnt. It don't matter who it is, and it hurts. It hurts to cut it off, but you have to protect you, because who if you don't look out for you, who gonna look out for you? Who really gonna look out for you like you look out for you? Really. I had to learn that the hard way. I did. Because I ran upon somebody who I trusted my life with, who I decided this is who I'm getting ready to marry for the final time. And trust him with my life and my children's life. Well, my daughter. And who was 13 at the time. And all my daughter saw was arguing and screaming and hollering and him cussing. I mean, he was like a rubber band ready to pop any minute. Anything could set him off, all the time. But he had the moments where he would do good, and then he would beg me and cry, and this went on for like 3 years, and only come to find out and he cheating. And I mean, the whole time, I mean, he controlling me. I can't even work at work. I just spoke to a coworker who I hadn't talked to in a long time, just yesterday. And she mentioned that how I couldn't even work because he had kept calling. And I mean, and I'm driving a bus. And I got, but at the time it wasn't no cameras there. They didn't have no cameras on the bus. And I was able to answer the bus. Answer the call, and talk on the phone. I'm telling you, honey, he took up he consumed all my time. He made sure, beside my children, he made sure that he took up and consumed all my time, and made sure I kept praying that he changed, because he knew I was a minister and a Christian wife, and that I keep praying that he changed and he do right, and trusting him and believing and trying to do right. I did. And only come to find out that he on this highway of life trying to get what he trying to get by any means necessary. It don't matter if it's a child. It don't matter who it is. And he said he done it to many women. After I asked him, I said, you mean to tell me you willing to let go of a good woman? He said, you won't be the first. And, he told me that, he's done it to many women. Now I see why he like to watch Dateline. He probably thought he's going to be on there one time. I'm telling you, honey, but now he has to answer, and it's not about no money. It's about him growing, because he going to have to pay whatever the judge ordered him to pay. He got to grow. He going to reach his greatness in God. He going to repent for his ways, so he can reach his greatness here on earth. That's my goal for him, and not to be with me, but just to start growing. That's it. I want all of us to begin to grow and reach our greatness. That's what I want. I want Africans to rise. I do. I want us to not dwell on the evil and dwell on the negative and understand that there is a spiritual warfare just as sure as I'm sitting here talking to you. There is a spiritual warfare going on, and it is going through people. With nothing but evil caused the man to put his knee on the neck of George Floyd. That was nothing but evil. And until, the justice runs like righteousness, like a waterfall, a beautiful waterfall, we gonna keep on pressing on toward the mark of the high calling of God, pressing on towards genuine equality, pressing on towards greatness. Because as the freedom fighters told us over and over, love drives out hate. They sung about love. They talked about love. They preached about love. They begged. They asked us to get it together. And even Michael Jackson said, make him want to scream. Marvin Gaye said, make him want to holler. But Richard Pryor said, it ain't no justice system. It's just us. What are we doing? What is going on? What is happening? I'm telling you. And the thing of it is, the messed up part is that Africans during the transatlantic slave trade was shipped all over the world to build up all over the world. And look at the motherland. Look what they have done to the motherland. That breaks my heart. But the goal of the GROW program is to build up the motherland. It is, and make it beautiful as it's supposed to be. And I understand how the legend, the King Stevie Wonder feels, but he don't have to feel that way anymore. Really, he don't. Because we're growing, and he don't know we're growing, but we are. And it's gonna fall on his ears. He gonna know it's gonna fall on the right ears at the right time. But until then, we have to continue to grow, continue to tell one another to grow, because we got to do better as a people. We got to come up. And how to come up, we got to wise up. And how to wise up, we getting to rise up. We do. And we come together in love. Love drives out hate. Love will conquer if you just believe. If you just keep on going. Keep on growing in God, because God is love and love is God. And God is real, honey. God is real, because I came face to face with evil in that house. And it wasn't nothing but God that helped me to overcome. It wasn't nothing but God that got my husband getting ready to go back on some karma, and it wasn't nothing but God that pulled me through. That God brought me out and fought my battles as I'm doing the work of him every single day. I ain't missing a beat and ain't gonna miss a beat. I don't care what. It's gonna be an episode on here, and then pretty soon might be more than one episode, maybe 2, 3, 4 episodes, like I used to do before. You never know. I don't know how the Spirit may move me, but I know once I'm moved and once I'm going, once I'm speaking the word of God, once I'm preaching, I'm telling you, honey, it's flowing. It's flowing like the stream of righteousness and justice are supposed to flow. I'm telling you, the word of God comes out of me because I want my people to rise. I'm telling you, it's a force. It's a force, honey. It is. It's an ancient African queen. The soul of the ancient African queen lives in me. I'm going to tell you something. I'm finna be real with you. In my family, sickness is all around. Sickness is all around in my family. My brothers, my sisters, my mom and dad, they have their little issues with diabetes and high blood pressure and different stuff. I've never been sick in my life. I've had 5 natural births. Besides having a cold, common cold or something like that, I've never been sick. I've been carried all my life. My back injury, I overcome that pain, mind over anything. I keep pressing because I hear the freedom fighters telling me to keep on pushing. And I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. I'm disconnected because I'm here for my people. I'm here for a purpose. Pushed by the Queen. I'm a vessel used by God here on earth, to work for God, to do the work of the Lord, and as I had to go through the oppression so I can tell you how to overcome the oppression, and my heart never turned cold. I never turned against anyone. Always tried to do right. Always tried to help people, even when they didn't want my help. Even when they pretended to want my help for me to go through the motions so they can get what they wanted to get in the end, just to use me, just to use me. And then when I got tired of being used, they turned around and been vindictive, and turned me in, so I can go to jail, so I can go to prison. So that's kind of people I've been running into all my life. Vindictive folks who get back at me, who tell lies on me. I'm gonna tell lies, tell stuff, and get me caught up. Cause see, that's what you do that's what happens when you tell people your business. They will use it against you. Talking about let me pray with you. That's using, taking your business and running with, gonna tell somebody. You can pray for yourself. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You are more than a conqueror in God who loves you, honey. I'm telling you, you got to believe it. You got to step out on faith. You got to trust. You got to, that foolishness where two or more are gathered and all that. You are more than a conqueror in God. I say you. And that's what the words say, honey. You. It didn't say y'all. It said you. And that means you too. You too. You too. You like Oprah said, you get a car. You are more than a conqueror. You more than a conqueror. You more. We all more. But look here. You got to believe it. I'm telling you. I believe it. I know it. Do you know it? I'm telling you. I'm telling you and you and you. I'm telling all of you. I'm telling you for real, you got to believe it though. I do. It took me a minute, but yeah, I do. Now I know. This is African spirituality. It is not of evil. It is not black magic. It is not witchcraft. It is not voodoo. I don't practice none of that foolishness. I don't sit and talk to spirits and ask them to move something. Let me see you do this. Let me see you perform a trick. Here, let me talk to John. What John got to say? I don't do none of that stuff. See, I meditate in my mind. I don't fill my mind up with TV. I don't watch TV at all. My TV is the trees blowing in the wind. Cause see, I'd rather watch that than listen to somebody's gossip. One day I'm gonna film one of my programs and let you see it for real. And I would love for you to follow me on Facebook. And cause the Facebook ministry, I love all of you on Facebook. Y'all really, really do. Y'all love you, period. I love everybody. I love all of you. See, cause love drives out hate. That's why I drove everybody all the way away from around me. Pretty much everybody gone. Cause the love, they couldn't take it. And then he couldn't take it when I stopped wearing them wigs. When I picked my afro out, he thought I lost my mind. But this is me. This how God made me. And I'm going to wear my afro when I want to wear my afro. When I feel like wearing it, I'm going to wear it. I don't care who don't like it. Because this is me. This is how God made me. And I stepped up in that courtroom and they started getting some stuff done, making some things happen. Cause see, it's some stuff going on. It's a force greater than this. It's a force driving this movement. It ain't none of me, honey. I was sitting over there looking at TV just like everybody else. But the difference is I was dealing with demons and scared. And it got to the point where I was about, so scared. I didn't know what I was shaking in my boots. I was scared. And so God had to give. God had to show up and show out, and he did. Boy, did he ever. And showed me I could step up in any haunted house and not be scared and of this evil. Because when I told that demon who came through my husband to turn, and he told me turn my back on the Grow program, I told that demon I would not turn my back on God. I will not. And that demon turned and fled from me. And he been gone since. And so I'm telling you, but he getting ready to start growing. That demon gonna flee out of him too. He gonna grow. My people are gonna grow. We gonna rise above this oppression, above this spiritual warfare that's going on. We gonna drive out this hate. I'm telling you, we gonna drive it out. We're going to begin to drive it out. And I'm sorry if you got to start driving people away from you. But you got to start doing better. Because, see, there's some folks around you that are ready to pull you down. That would destroy you. Just to see they come into your life just to see if they can destroy you. Because it's a spiritual warfare that's going on. So, but you got to separate yourself out of that. You really do. It's chaos, negativity, and drama that will suck you in. That's where it started. That's the beginning of it. That's just like the preamble. And then once you get into that, then it's like it all break loose then. And there it go. It just went crazy. And you don't even know how you got in the midst of it because you answer the phone. Sometimes you don't need to answer the phone. You don't need to know. Send a text message. How you doing? Oh, I'm going all right. Send a video. Oh, hey, how you do one of them numbers. Just start leaving folks alone and start growing in God. Because that's how you begin to reach your greatness. That's how you begin to rise. That's how you begin to overcome. That's how you begin to leave that foolishness, that evil alone. And I'm telling you some more foolishness you need to stop doing. And that's tithing your money over. We Africans are spiritual. We're not religious. We're spiritual people. Quit handing your money over to folks. Use your money for you. That's for you. Start using that money for some bills. Pay. If you got it like that, then I'm telling you, you can start helping in where you know it needs help. Where some mothers and some kids, who can use some food. Start doing stuff like that. Start showing up, showing out like that. Cause I'm telling you, the pastor, all right, pastor doing good, as you can see. He doing all right, riding around a nice house, nice car, got a nice house. Doing all right, he doing all right for himself. But now it's time to start doing all right for you. Time to start looking out for you. You've been looking out for everybody else. Everybody else always know they can come to you. Well, it's time for you to know you can come to you. It's time for you to trust you and do for you. Look out for you. Pay you for a change. Do something for you. When was the last time you did for you? But really, we need to really be focusing on doing for God. Really, and lifting ourselves up and beginning to rise and beginning to do better, beginning to want better, beginning to have better, beginning to see better, and looking better for our future, for our children. That's what we really need to begin to do, people. Really. We really need to begin to reach our greatness in God. And come out of this oppression, because the oppression is so overwhelming. Like you see when people running down the road of going nowhere. It's so overwhelming. But we have to rise. We can't cry. We can't keep crying about the oppression. We can't keep being like ships and lost in uncharted waters. We got to begin to see the light up ahead, because it's there. I see it, but we got to begin to change a better way of thinking, a better way of acting, a better way of living. Thinking better about ourselves and each other. Love drives out hate. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. Let's rise. I love you.